Hello, my name is Jennifer and welcome to the speed furnish of the house I built for House 2 of the Drifter Challenge. And if you are returning, welcome back. And I am going to be furnishing the house that I have pre-built. Here it is. It's on the Crick Cabana lot, and there are the floor plans. It's the main part that I'm actually going to be using is the main floor. And there is a second floor, but we don't furnish that one today. Just the main floor is all we do. And there I'm just furnishing. I'm placing it on the lot. It replaces the lot that was already there, or the house that was already there. And there's the house from the outside. And the first couple of minutes will be in the dark, and then I remember that I can change it to a daytime view. Because you can do that when you're in build mode, because when I was doing it, it was nighttime, obviously. I'm placing things that are in her family inventory, or their family inventory, but of course, for those of you familiar with the Drifter Challenge, I can only control the main sim in House 2, so she's the main one that I'm sort of focusing on. And I am placing this house because her heir has just aged up to a toddler and they needed a little bit more room, so she's been spending the last few days working to earn the money. And as I said, these things are all in her inventory and I'm just placing them out right now. I do end up adding other things later on that aren't in her inventory, and I sort of start to furnish that as a second bathroom. There is actually 2 bathrooms on this floor, and I put that there, and then I end up changing it around. That's just obviously a punching bag, which ends up in the basement, because there is a basement which I don't show on the floor plan. I actually added that myself. That's not part of the original floor plan. I put stairs right underneath the stairs going upstairs to the basement, and I put them right down there. You can see they go to the basement, and there you go. There's the wall mural going down there, and I realized I may as well put that punching bag down there too, so that it's not on our, not very big floor space. This house isn't the biggest house, and that's because it's not a very large lot. It's 20 by 15, and the main sim has the Love the Outdoors trait, so I want to make sure there's a little bit of outdoor space. Plus, part of her goal is to complete the Outdoor Enthusiast Aspiration, and they need to sleep in a tent for part of the time, so I needed to make sure there was room for a tent, which there is. Very limited space, but there is room. But I keep that in the family inventory for now because I find that Sims always go and sleep in them. There, I realize it's dark. I need to see. Let's turn on the daylight since we can do that. And these are just the garden that she has that I'm planting, or I'm placing out here. She already has planted it. And we're starting to run out of things in her family inventory, so we're going to be very shortly using actual new things. And that's just one of those storage chests. It has some things she's collected that I haven't sold, but I've just kept out there. And she is a painter, so those are her easels that I put outside because, as I said, she loves the outdoors, so she needs some outdoor space. I think I mentioned that when I said I didn't want the house to be too big on this lot. So there is the romance that gives a flirty aura, the little wine bucket that you get from doing a gold on a date. So she had got a couple of them and I decided to keep them. And I'm looking for a TV. Am I looking for a TV? I'm not really sure what I'm looking for. Maybe some new lighting to put in here. But yeah, there we go. We put one of those lights, and I had hovered over a little bit, I think, the new light that came with Laundry Day. But they get a little bit of lights in all the room, and I decided to put that new light from Laundry Day downstairs, and I grabbed that one up, and I realized afterwards that this is actually open to above, so it really probably doesn't make sense to have those lights there. So I probably will eventually change that out and put hanging chandeliers from the level above, but we'll have to see how well that lights the downstairs. I'm not sure that it does the best job, so I'm not sure. And I realized I forgot to put a little railing there, so it was open to go downstairs. And this little room is actually supposed to be like a walk-in closet, but because they have a toddler and I like to have the toddlers on the ground level, I made it was big enough for a small toddler room, so it is becoming a small toddler room. And I am trying to put that wall covering doesn't stay, and I go in here and I don't use I use a similar shade but not exactly, trying to match the beige of the bedspread and then the red as an accent wall. I like to do that a lot. It's very plain right now. She doesn't have a lot of money, so I can't really decorate very much, but eventually she'll get more money and then I'll come back in and decorate and also do the upstairs and the downstairs, but that will be over the course of the Let's Play that money will be earned and I'll be able to do that. One of the goals of this Let's Play is to get a house worth 40,000 simoleons after depreciation, and it has to have 2 bedrooms and 1 bathroom, which obviously in terms of the bedrooms and bathrooms this house will do it, but it doesn't, by the end of this it doesn't quite meet the 40,000. It's pretty close, so she's doing quite well. And I decide that is like my favorite kitchen backsplash and tile, and I like it when you have an open floor plan because then you can make the rest of the room look like it kind of matches but doesn't have the tile on it, so I tend to use that quite a lot. Kind of wish there were a few more colors for it because I really like the combination, but I do like it. And then I put some brick as a backsplash on the fireplace there, and I put it outside. And honestly, I didn't even realize that the brick I chose actually matches the brick of the chimney. It was just a complete coincidence. I would have had to have gone around and changed it all. And I'm putting some siding outside, and I thought the blue went with the gray brick, so that's why I chose that. I actually did look through a few different ones, but I cut that out so you didn't have to see me looking at all the different color combinations that I might possibly try. And let's see, I'm just continuing to put the siding on the outside of the house. And I think I pretty soon go inside and we keep finishing the inside. And there's a little patio out there. I tried to give some outdoor space since the house itself takes a lot of the lot. Wood flooring that comes with cats and dogs that I put down there. I quite like it. I stuck with the gray because there's gray in the chair rail is gray. And I decided to go with the rug that was actually the 3-piece rug that came with Laundry Day, even though it was really great. They gave us the individual pieces, but it actually fit the space well, and it is kind of rustic, homey type place, so I thought that suited there. And I cut out, it took me a long time to try and find something that actually kind of went with that bed in terms of the wood coloring, but I ended up going with this one. It's also narrow, and I like the fact that it didn't take as much space because it isn't really the biggest bedroom, and I eventually will probably add a closet into the room too, but for now I didn't do that because, like I said, her money is a little limited at this point in time. But that is kind of, and the tables aren't even very big to put nightside lamps on them. All of that I just left it because there's not a lot of money. I put some tile down into the bathrooms, and I'm sort of cut out a little bit and went over to do some more. I can't remember what I did. There goes toy box. Toys are needed for the little one, and a couple of potties because I usually like to have a couple of potties in the house. And even though I can only control the main sim, she can try and encourage her daughter to use the slide, so I thought I would get one and put it outside to help her work on her motor skill. And I get her a teddy bear, though I changed that later to be a cat. And then of course hopefully that doesn't get broken. I'm not sure, we'll see whether it stays there, but I figure she'll go play with it. Her daughter will go play with it and help work on her imagination skill, because I don't have to probably tell her to do that, hopefully. And then I like to always put a garbage can beside the potty so they don't spend a lot of time going and emptying the potties elsewhere. And I need a bathtub, so I grabbed this bathtub that comes with, I looked at a few of them, but I decided to go with the one that came with cats and dogs. And there's like a little window there. There's no window coverings on any of the windows. I completely actually slipped my mind when I was doing it, but then again, like I said, she doesn't have a lot of money, so probably it's not like anyone lives in the neighborhood, because this is only house 2, so, and you clean out the world of Oasis Springs and Willow Creek. But of course, when you look out the window, it looks like people can see, because there's like the docks on the other side of the water, but it's like warehouse, looks kind of warehousey. So, but anyways, and I do end up decorating the toddler room a little bit. I get her a little chair there, and I know I put a night table in, and I think I moved the bookcase there to try and make it faster for reading stories. But I don't know in the end, when I later on try and read a story, if it works. I might have to go in and like rearrange things a little bit. But because I've been having problems sometimes with reading toddler stories to bed, that it doesn't always work. And there's the little kitty cat that came with cats and dogs that I put out there, and my bringing the bookcase into the bedroom to try and make it so it's quicker to get the book to read at night, which, like I said, I've been having problems with. So I put some little animals on the wall, because I do eventually plan on getting them, maybe a dog or a cat, I haven't decided, but I figure if it's going to be a dog, it probably should be later when she's a little bit further along in terms of her aspirations, so she doesn't have that to concentrate, because I do find the animals can take a lot of time, and right now she probably doesn't have it with a new toddler and still working on that aspiration, as well as her career and earning money. Probably a little bit much to get a dog for them right now. And I just moved that nightlight a little bit. Not that toddlers, it doesn't help with toddlers, I think, having nightmares, but I still get it because they get a nice moodlet when they wake up in the morning, and plus it can then go with her when she becomes a child, and it does help with them having nightmares, or seeing the monster under the bed, I should say, as a child. I go and get a radio for inside. I do have one in her personal inventory to go outside with the garden for when they're gardening, but because now there's an actual house, I figured it would be good to have some inside. I grabbed the 6-seater table that came with laundry day pack, which is a really nice fit in that area, and I really was looking forward to that table in particular. I think it's the thing I've used the most so far of the pack. And those are the chairs that came with it too, and I do my usual dragging a chair out a little bit, because toddlers can eat at the kind of by the table. If you have a chair out, they'll sort of sit there and eat, which is kind of cute. And I decide that they have enough money, they can have a stool for all of the counters that they have there, not just the one that they had in the other starter little home that they had. And I moved this painting over to that wall, which she got as a work reward, career reward, but I probably need to go in. I think the light's a little bit too high up. And I even got little Charity a Wabbit tablet, which I wasn't sure whether she would use it autonomously, but I thought it was worth trying to see if she would. But I'm trying to see what I'm doing here. I'm not really sure. I think that's pretty much it. I go and I look at the value, and then I realize I should add some lights to the doors outside, and then I think we're going to end with some screenshots of the house afterwards. So there's the floor plan of the main floor. I don't bother showing the upper floor because I didn't do anything with it. There's the grotty old fridge still in their kitchen, and there they are sitting and enjoying the TV and watching. And there's a little dining area, and their bedroom with a quick look at their bathroom, and then followed by Charity's little toddler room, and then we'll zoom in again for a final view of the kitchen, a couple of views of outside. But I think that is going to be it for this part. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye! This has been Jennifer. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them below. I'd love to see them. If you liked the video, please leave a like. And if you'd like to see more videos of challenge, let's plays, tutorials, and occasional speed builds, please subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thanks very much!